What is up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today we've got some brand new juicy news about a Fragment legendary fusion coming out on the 12th of May, which is literally next week. So buckle up those resources that Plarium sent us with that energy, because you may need it for this fusion event. So legendary champion, spirit affinity HP based from the Sacred Order faction, and he goes by the name of Bivald the Thorn. He looks really cool. I like the aesthetics, a bit of an Assassin's Creed vibe going on, and hopefully we see an outstanding kit here. Now, one thing I will say is, I really wish he was skinwalkers or from a faction that people are really struggling with, right? But Sacred Order, a pretty sweet one, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can provide. So let's talk about the kind of what this champion's supposed to do according to Plarium, and then we'll talk about the actual kit itself and see how much it shines. So Bivald the Thorn is the ultimate tank that provides crowd control and mass healing for your team. His main characteristics is that he can place debuffs on weak hits. So that's a pretty cool mechanic there. So you may not need to worry about landing weak hits when facing stronger affinities when dealing Hydra Poison Cloud. Alright, so I like that take on it, so hopefully we can actually capitalize on this. With his A1 he can provoke on an opponent and heal the most injured ally, whilst his A2 helps him to place provoke and leech debuff on all enemies. So as far as I'm aware, you cannot provoke the Hydra heads, but you can place leech on them, which could be nice, but if your other champions are not going through that poison cloud, it still could be detrimental, right? So I'm not seeing like a crazy use for Hydra so far, but pretty nice for other areas of the game. And using his A3, Bivald can increase his damage for each debuff on an enemy and also heals and shields your whole entire team. This passive skill allows you to decrease the damage all allies receive from provoked opponents. Moreover, his HP aura in all battles. So that sounds pretty exciting from what they were saying there, but let's go into the actual kit. So on his A1, he has a chance to provoke and heal the lowest HP ally by 15% of the damage inflicted. Now, I really hope that his damage multipliers are amazing, because that's kind of the point of, is this champion going to be great or is he going to be meh, right? If you can smack, we can have a lot of use here. And of course, this attack cannot land weak hits. I wish it'd be cannot be resisted. That'd be even better, but it is what it is. It makes it more of an affinity neutral champion, very similar to maybe a void champion, for instance. Also attacks all enemies, places that provoke for 1 turn. I wish that was a 2 turn. And the second hit has a chance of placing that leech, which is great for the Hydra boss, of course. And he also places a 25% strengthen buff on this champion for 2 turns, which is a really nice damage mitigation skill to have in this kit. So the idea here is, he's placing those provokes, he's putting strength on himself, and the leech is allowing your other champions to heal off their hits. So I like this A2 here, nothing wrong there. And also, cannot get weak hits. I see this being a really great champion for arena PvP and also the Doom Tower from first glance. Briar Nexus attacks all enemies and damage increases by 5% for each debuff and places that shield. This can also be really great, but it really comes down to those damage multipliers once again. Maybe an unkillable setting, being able to hit harder for each debuff on the enemy could be a nice one. And also decreases damage taken by all allies under provoked debuffs by 15%. This is a bit weird one, because it's not affecting all of your allies if they're under a provoke, right? They're only attacking Bivald. So it's a bit of an interesting one, I guess, unless you're running multiple provoke champions. But it's a nice little mechanic for himself, where he's placing that strengthen, he's getting damage mitigation from the provoke debuffs, and it's pretty sweet. Increases ally HP in all battles by 28%. That's what I like to see. I'm always a fan of all battles. But if you're looking for a strong provoke champion with leech, cannot get weak hits on Hydra heads, strengthen for himself, this is a champion that you're going to want to go for. So pretty nice. I'm not going to complain there, but let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this champion? So what we're going to do now is take this off the screen, and we've got a bit of extra news for you with some new champions. So that just came through with the news. All right, let's take this off and let's see what Plarium has sent me. So there's actually going to be some buffs here. So what it's saying here is, on Necro Hunter, attacks 1 enemy and attacks all enemies 1 time if this attack is critical. And the cooldown decreases from 5 to 4 turns 3 turns when booked. So let's have a quick look at Necro Hunter. What is he, a Night Rev? So basically this skill here is going to change to attacks all enemies 1 time if this attack is critical. So we're pretty much getting an AoE instead of a random hitter, which is pretty nice for the faction wars, right? If you get him in a stun set, he's able to place that drop defense and also CC with some stuns, for example. And the cooldown on Tombstalker goes down to a 3 turns once booked with a perfect veil. So that's a nice little change, and also crit rate in all battles by 19% as an aura. So I'm liking that one. So the next champion is going to be Kalia. Is that also in this faction? There she is. So what have you changed here? So Superheated Hammer, what ability is that? So what's it doing now? So damage increase. So we're just getting a damage increase on this one. And the Curse of Nullity is also got a damage increase and a 75% chance instead of that 50%. So you're going to be able to book it up to 100%, right? So that's pretty nice. And heals this champion by 10% of the damage inflicted when a Tor is on the same team. And a damage increase on the A3. And attacks 3 times at random. Each hit places a HP burn. Okay, so it's just placing it now. There's not that chance, which is obviously a great change for this because you're instantly allowing to place those burns, right? And heals this champion by 15%, as we just said earlier. So the next champion's going to be, I don't want to see no ice like some Frostbringers. As you may have heard in Raidzilla, what have we done to this champion? So attacks 2 times at random, has a 30% chance of placing a heal reduction. So an increase here from the 15%, which is pretty nice. On the Snow Flurry. So at the moment, this is what it reads. And now it's going to be attacks 3 times at random. Each has a 75% chance. So it increased from the 60% of placing a drop defense. Also, we got in the damage of the books and a cooldown. Okay. Oh, the next one, Woe Painted. Hell Hades is going to be excited about this one. She's a barbarian as well, right? There she is. What have we done to her? Base speed increased from 92 to 97. Which is pretty substantial, I guess. I'd like to see a little bit more. And on cross up, what's that? This one? The A1. So now she's gonna... damage will be based on HP alone instead of the attack. This is great because all of these outdated champions have this weird mechanic, right? So to be able to do this is outstanding. I like that. Obviously, block active skills is a pretty strong buff. I wish it was the AoE. But obviously it's an A1, so can't ask for much. And on the underlying Fury... it now removes all debuffs from this champion and 1 random debuff from all allies. Okay, that's pretty nice. I like that. And heals this champion by 100% of their max HP and heals all allies to 50% of the surplus heal. I'm not always a huge fan of surplus heal because it kind of scales different, but it is what it is. I'll take it for now. It's a lot better than what it was. And places a 30% reflect damage buff on all allies, whereas before it was on this champion. Then grants this champion an extra turn. This is a huge buff for Woe Painted for sure. Definitely gonna have some use. And the cooldown on the A3 is from a 5 to a 4 turn and a 3 turn once booked. That's a nice buff for Woe Painted. Let me know what you guys think. So that is gonna be all for the video. I'm kind of chunking out all the videos today because it's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. Let me know what you think about the fusion. Let me know what you think about the buffs. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.